Kurt Angle kicks off Raw, and he's out to tell us who's going to verse Roman Reigns for the Intercontinental title tonight. But Jason Jordan comes out and says, "Please, Dad, let me verse Roman." Then Roman comes out and says he wants to verse Samoa Joe. And Joe comes out on the ramp and tells Reigns he'll give him 5 seconds to take it back because they both know he can't beat Joe. Then Jason Jordan gives Reigns a big belly-to-belly suplex. Reigns is mad and tells Angle he wants Jason in a match right now. So the match is booked, and Roman Reigns versus Jason Jordan for the IC title. Samoa Joe sat on a chair and watched from the stage. That was probably the best part of the match, and Roman won with a spear to retain his title. After the match, Joe said he's coming down there to choke out Reigns, and he gets in the ring and locks on a coquina clutch, but it's broken up when Jason gives what Cole called a suplex from behind. Then Jordan turned around into a Superman punch by Reigns. Backstage, Jason is in Kurt's office and wants another shot at Reigns next week, and he also wants to fight Joe tonight. Kurt tells him to calm down and that if he gave him all of that, it would look like he's playing favourites. Then Joe runs in and just drops Jordan and says, "Like father, like son." Paige had a match against Sasha Banks, and Paige picked up to him with the Rampage, which is her DDT finish. After the match, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville dropped Sasha. Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali, Drew Gulak and Tony Nese had a good fatal 4-way match. Cedric hit his finish on Mustafa Ali, and Gulak got in the ring, threw out Cedric and pinned Mustafa for the win. So next week, Rich Swann will verse Drew Gulak to determine the #1 contender for the Cruiserweight title. Elias is out, and he sings a song for the crowd. Then Braun Strowman comes out, and Elias leaves the ring, and as Braun starts to taunt, Elias gets back in for a cheap shot, and Braun just turns around and starts beating the shit out of him. They make their way to the outside, and Elias grabs his guitar, and he breaks it over Braun's back. That gets no sold, and Braun hits a running power slam on Elias, and Kane comes on the Titantron and says Braun and him are having a match next week. Asuka beat Alicia Fox with an armbar. Then Absolution come out and look at Asuka from around the ring, and Asuka leaves. Same thing as last week. Then Paige gets in the ring and tells Alicia that they are friends, but she's not so sure about how Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville feel about her, and then those two get in the ring and drop Alicia. Finn Balor vs Bo Dallas in an alright match, and Finn picked up to win with the coup de grace. Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy had battling promos with each other on the Titantron, and Matt is doing his broken gimmick now, but it's being called woken. This is so that the WWE can make all the money from it. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose vs Cesaro and Sheamus for the tag titles in the main event, and they had a good match. Well, Cesaro was a legal man, Sheamus got in the ring and kept attacking Rollins and wouldn't stop, so the ref disqualified them, which means Seth and Dean won, but Cesaro and Sheamus keep the titles. Kurt Angle came out and restarted the match under no disqualification rules. As it looked like Seth and Dean were going to win, Samoa Joe came out and dropped both of them, then Roman came out to scare off Joe, and Sheamus bro-kicked Dean and put Cesaro on top of him for the win. So Cesaro and Sheamus retain the titles. We'll see you next week for the next Raw review.